Okay, today we're going to be going over how to use the HCSR04 ultrasonic sensor and connect it with an Arduino. So this is basically going to check for proximity. It'll send out little bursts of sound waves and we'll detect an echo from it. So there are 3 pins, or 4 pins rather, VCC and ground, which will connect to the relevant pins on the Arduino, as well as trigger and echo, which will both be controlled to output pins and input pins that we specify. So I did some pre-wiring here. I'll just pop them out. First thing I'll do, I'm using a breadboard for this. Just put it down somewhere on the edge. We're gonna connect. So I have my red going to the VCC, black going to ground. We'll connect those to the relevant pins, which are all clearly labeled. Red and black at both ends. And then there's also a trigger and an echo pin. So trigger is what's gonna cause the sensor to send out a burst, and echo is what we'll use to receive the information from that burst. And then on my Arduino, I have it, the red and black, which is VCC and ground, being connected to 5-volt and ground. And then I have my yellow trigger going into A0 and my white echo going into A1. And these could have gone into any of the digital pins as well. We're going to be using it in a digital manner. It's just, that's the most convenient for the way I'm laying it out right now. So now that that's hooked up, the way that this works is you actually have to send a 10 microsecond pulse on the trigger, and then it will send out, the sensor will send out a burst, and based on the delay it takes to receive that burst back in an echo, it will send a proportional pulse on the echo pin. On GitHub, I'll have a link for this also. I have a little test class where it'll make readings and print it out on serial. And then I also have it up already in Arduino IDE. So I'll just kind of go over real quick what's going on here. At the top, well, at the very top, we have some comments along with a link to documentation describing how this thing works a little bit. We have a couple of constants at the top for the trigger and the echo pins. In the setup, we're just starting serial, setting the pin modes. The trigger is going to be output and the echo is going to be input. Let's see, going down into the loop. Basically, I made a little function called ping that will do most of the dirty work for us. So we're going to get the distance from that function. We'll print it out to serial, and then we'll wait a bit to make sure we get stable readings. So what the pin function is doing is we're going to do that 10 microsecond burst trigger to cause a burst. So that's basically being done with a digital write, setting the output to high. We wait 10 microseconds, then we set it to low. And then at the edge, it knows that the 10 microseconds has passed. Then we just use the pulse in method to find the duration of the pulse coming on the echo pin. And per the documentation, we have to divide by 58 to get centimeters. So I'll go ahead and connect this to the Arduino Uno that I have up here. Oops. And then we'll give it a go. We'll upload it. And we'll open our serial monitor. So just putting my hand at different positions. We got around 5 centimeter reading. going, well, 5 to 6. That's showing up as 8 or 9. It is pretty much matching up roughly with the ruler. I might have to tweak where this is going. Without it, it's just showing up as in the 200s, which is essentially infinity for the purposes of this sensor. So thanks for listening. Hopefully we'll do some more videos like this in the future and hook it up to some interesting applications like a little robot. Enjoy.